Switch out Zach for Bernie after a quick word from Mazda.
Yes,
for those who believe it's not just about playing the game, it's about redefining it, because these moments do more than win. They push what's possible, reminding us to go that extra yard, shift into that extra gear, and keep the game moving forward. When you follow what moves you, the unexpected is only the beginning, and just like there's more to every highlight, there's more to every Mazda. Mazda, move and be moved. I know we talked a little Cavs earlier in the show. This afternoon at 3 o'clock, we will have another live edition of the Ultimate Cavalier Show. Jason Lloyd on vacation this week, so I'll be joined by my buddy Justin Rowan from the Chase Down podcast to talk all things Cavs. We're going to look at some of the early season concerns for Cleveland, figure out which ones are legit, which ones are just an early season hiccup, and I promise you, we will not be kind to those Cleveland Cavaliers. And with that, we got our quarterback in. What's up, Bernie?
Good to be with you guys this morning.
Yeah, how you feeling?
You know what? The last couple times I've been on, we've been a little too probably graphic with it and stuff. And
Okay.
I'd love to be able to say, hey, no, it's been super smooth since then, but it actually amplified a little bit since. So challenging weekend, and actually really focused now. You and me, G. Bush, have been talking about, but coming off of a procedure on Friday, and then going home and basically having a seizure, falling. Massive concussion again in that. So to be able to deal with that, and then to really not remember Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you know, was probably why I'm not as worked up and angry as you guys about the bad Browns game last weekend, because I don't really remember it. Okay?
You didn't miss much, man.
I know, it is. So, like, I don't feel like I'm not sad. I'm sorry, Cleveland, because I lived, and the stuff we're doing and I'm pushing on is amazingly did a lot of it Monday afternoon. And albeit not healed, but to be able to pretend to be healthy and cognitively present and doing this, we're for sure getting you on this program now. So to see how it's just in a 36, 48 hours turned me into be able to, you know, bluff through stuff again and be somewhat cognitively present after something like that. It's really, really actually exciting in a narcissistic way to be able to see something that could really work almost right in front of my eyes in real time. And in concussions, your eyes, albeit they're open, they don't really work. So if you remember kind of the Mitch McConnell fencing with the midbrain paralysis where he did the 18-second.
Right.
I mean, look, my eyes are open.
Yeah.
You know, but there's times he didn't see anything and he couldn't talk, you know, and unfortunately that was happening so much. And man, to see it now in 3 days and if it dissipated already, it's like I'm not saying it to sell that, but man, if anybody's screwed like I was with this and this, yesterday was National Stroke Day, all right? Like you don't have, when things like this happen, you don't have time to start your analysis. You need to have your analysis and your stuff done. So if I didn't have it in my freezer that I'm sending to you, okay, I wouldn't have been able to make it. You don't have time. Now you guys are a little younger, so you have time to maybe not happen as quick. We're trending later, bro, and it happens quicker, you know? And man, to be able to have a kind of a 9/11 lifesaver, you know, has just been saving for me. So thankful for it, but man, I have to share it. That's why I'm doing that Team Bernie with you and you guys now with that.
Ernie, on a much lighter note, well, it doesn't feel like with the Browns, but
Are the
really,
Browns that much of a lighter note?
well, no, it is, because it does put things in perspective, right? Like,
well,
your
yeah,
health
and you know what? Yeah, it does. And, you know, from the Browns' perspective and things in perspective, even with me and the stuff I'm saying, I was sitting at the hospital the other day in the transplant unit thinking I'm the worst person in the world. And the people were so sweet down there. They were all transplant candidates or needs too, and they were way worse than me. Like it was almost a joke I was saying about the sick Parkinson's dementia guy at the Dawg Pound alumni reunion, still being one of the more cognitively fluid guys. So it's not to brag and show off at all anymore. I'm in survival mode, but it is to show you people after National Stroke Day, and for your mothers who have your sons who have a problem on the weekends, or like this, some extreme tragic stuff like what happened with the Mason and a young man south of Canton, okay, and the paralysis stuff. You must be prepared with that stuff. And we'll think the doctors are and stuff, but they are not. You need to take care of yourself and be self-prepared. And right now, the Browns and the players need to be self-prepared.
They are not.
And the organization. And unfortunately, like even in the spot I'm in, I'm having to be really selfish to get myself healthy, and then I hope someone learns and could benefit, and I'm going to give that to you. Well, right now, this is it's not even Halloween yet, and where everybody's in preservation mode. You know, no matter what they say, they're in preservation mode. And I know we want to kind of get to the quarterbacks and to the offense and to the play calling and that. And give me some leeway on what comes out of my mouth and stuff because of some of the stuff I'm going through. So I don't really have the lying gene in me right now. But from a player perspective and a coaching perspective, one unequivocal thing is that Kevin Stefanski can call plays, and he is not restricting the quarterback, okay? He is saving the quarterback as best possible right now on the offense. I'm just like I am victim or beneficiary of the people around me. Us quarterbacks and offenses absolutely are. And look at some of the questions you guys are doing with Zach. I mean, we're laughing at it, and I love Harold Fannin, but he's our leader in yards this year, maybe. And David Njoku, you know I love him, and they're talking to trading block with that. And there is no separation. I don't want to come and name names today and make people feel bad and bring that upon myself and stuff. But if the quarterback doesn't have the tools around him, okay, there's hard and firm rules that he can't be successful. And then you could overcome sometimes some of the lack of separation from us DBs and being able to do that if you've got the Justin Aber, Dan Marino, okay, Josh Allen firearm where you could rocket it up. Because in the old school games of Don Shula, Bear Bryant, Paul Brown, they did this back scientifically, and versions of this still happen. But a 6 to 10-yard route is a 3-step drop. Should be done in 1.3 to 1.7 seconds executed and stuff. A 10 to about 13-yard route should be done in 1.7 to 2.3 seconds. And it's now imperative on the 7-step or quick 5-step drop on the 16 to 22-yard intermediate throw that everyone is crucifying Kevin Stefanski for not calling and saying we're restricting the quarterback play and we're trying to hide his play, is what you must be able to execute in 2.7 to 3.2 seconds, okay? And that is a snap, catch, snap, plant, okay? And then throw. So I kind of judge, I've never really said this, but I really have judged quarterbacks in my whole life by my arm talent, okay? When I was playing here in Cleveland, especially the first 5 years, my arm talent was damn good. So that made me, but it was not Dan Marino, John Elway. I mean, I was, this 10, good enough 10. But that's good enough, okay? And yeah, a little harder, better is absolutely better, okay? But lower, okay? Now, instead of the 8-yard throw being 1.7, it's 1.76. And instead of that 18-yard, 20-yard intermediate throw being at 2.7, okay, it ends up being 3.35. And it's because also you can't always finesse the ball in there. The middle of the field must come hot. You don't need time. I'm going to whistle it right through your ear hole before you even have time to look back at the ball. But when I'm lollipopping it, it may just stick to your shoulder pad.
Yeah.
You know, and then you may, you guys are athletic. You just paw it together. Yeah. Okay? But when I rip it through and it takes your ear off, it doesn't change and the guy catches it. And that's not happening. And it's not capable of happening. It's not even again, it's not to pick on anybody. I don't even believe it's possible. Okay, like the skinny post that Joe Flacco threw to Amari Cooper in his first game at the Rams. It's like, I know I've got a dementia guy with forgetfulness, and I see a Picasso type throw from Joe doing that. Okay, that's 2.7 seconds, 2.6. Okay, if it was 2.78, it was intercepted, deflected, tipped up in the air, incomplete. Well, that's the delta. Okay, a delta of 0.2, a delta of 0.3 seconds makes it not even feasible to probably do, unless you trick them in a play action pass. Okay, and the linebackers come up. So, Kevin Stefanski, I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth because no one's told me this, but you have to protect your quarterback. Even if your quarterback, even at the end of my career when I was not as good as I should have been, I did not believe in myself. And when you believe in yourself, even if it's fake, okay, then you at least have a chance to do something with it, okay? And the belief of that, of trying to get them into the game, Mike Vrabel knew it. And it wasn't because Mike Vrabel was a coach here last year. Okay, that's Belichick, Saban, that's the NFL, okay? After a few multiple games like this, everybody, they know what I just said. Okay, that last 5 minutes of homily, everybody knows that now on film. So you know what you're going to get now. You know what you're going to get with that, and it's when Shedeur gets his chance, okay. The stuff that people were worried about, the galvanization, the personality of him, the way he galvanizes and does things uniquely, it's absolutely the only chance possible right now because it's too tough now. But that poor young man, it's not Halloween yet. Okay, so he has to stay alive through Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's Day, all right? And that ain't even the playoffs. So look, we won't even remember October 30th, okay, in a month. And I have an excuse, I have concussions. But the world will too. We'll move right past it. So I don't want you in 2 months for us to be, nail in a coffin in Shedeur, because it won't be his fault either.
So you're saying that when Shedeur gets his chance, we shouldn't write him off after 4 or 3, whatever the games is?
No, because all the same issues are still there, and they're probably going to get worse because we're going to trade guys.
Yeah, well,
okay. Yeah, and the guys are going to get hurt, and they don't come back at the end of the year when you're hurt and you're injured.
Do you think that,
you know the game? You know the game.
Do you think that Shedeur could be a spark that helps the players play better?
So, yeah, but look at. He fires me up. I want to play better. I'm physically not good enough to beat you, okay? Those players aren't physically good enough to play the teams they're playing, all right? Look at the men that we are playing against, okay? You're not trying, okay? You can fire me up. You do fire me up. I want to fall. I'll run through a wall for him, okay? But look at me. I'm only gonna delay the guy killing you a couple seconds. And I'll only do that once because I'll be dead. Okay, so it's a personnel issue too.
So if you're thinking about it like this, you've laid out a plan here. You've laid out a story, and you're saying, listen, we don't have receivers to even get down the field to throw the ball in the timely fashion that we want to.
With a combination, I don't just crush the receivers, and I love the line. Their effort's so good. We could run block, we could get after them, but pass blocking is an issue.
So you saying
it's
receivers, offensive line. So what do you say to those who say, in next year's draft, we're going to package our picks and we're getting another quarterback?
Yeah, so we're going to have 6 months of trying not to commit suicide talking about that. Yeah. You guys got a daily segment. That's what we do in the 20 this century in Cleveland. We speculate on those scenarios. I was your guys' age, and now I'm the old man, and that's how your life gets lost. You'll do it every day.
And we haven't won the division since.
We haven't won since 1989. It's unbelievable. I want to talk in a nice way, in an empathetic spiritual healer that I really am. Okay, but that wasn't the dictator quarterback. Okay, it needs a player at times to be, and the coach is almost a general pattern. Okay, and again, I am all in on Kevin Stefanski, and we got to get off all the rhetoric on the play calling and his creativity and plays, and he won't give him a chance. He is masterfully. You have no idea how disastrously worse this could look if you would have if he'd have been calling those type plays that the world wanted to see the last 4 weeks. And look how sad we are with how it materialized.
Man.
All right, well, Bernie, feel well. Good to see you as always.
Yeah, thanks. Hey, let me give a shout out here. Okay, Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, and I am leaving here to go see the awesome, longest serving U.S. Marshal in the United States, Pete Elliott, who's having his awesome service awards today for the Marshal service and all the great work that they do. And, here we are talking about tough stuff, and what Pete and Ann Murphy did with getting Operation Safety Net, that they allowed me the honor of being with Amanda Berry and finding missing and trafficked kids, and getting the Attorney General awards from Merrick Garland and the White House was only because of Pete Elliott and their awesome work with the Marshal Service. So despite some of the things I talked about, there's no way I'm missing you. And in the words of Jimmy Johnson, somehow, some way, I will see you in 20 minutes, brother. You matter, guys. Thank you.
Bernie.